democracy. When Augustine argued that because we are sexual it shows that we are bad, and therefore fit to be ruled by bishops and other rulers, somebody named John Chrysostom argued that the right government belongs not to an emperor alone, but to the human race as a whole. Quote, God honored our race with sovereignty, he reminded us. Instead of imperial force, concord, justice, and liberty should prevail, just like God built us to have and to be. That is, he built us to have a democratic society and not be bossed by some theocrat, a pope, a ruler, an emperor. I'm not surprised that when pushed, Ashland banned the nudity. I was, however, dismayed that when Councillor Nekevius tried to allow for some exceptions to that rule, it was denied. Maybe they were just too tired at that point in the evening to consider it. I hope so. Must a frightened majority decide against all cases and places? Should we have a big hammer that hammers us all into the same sort of thing as citizens of a democracy? Wouldn't a more enlightened and fair democracy allow for exceptions to the rule to be explored? Couldn't there be special places and times where people could find out what it is like to be nude, or to see nudes, or to be nude themselves? Must the city side with a moral position to the exclusion and outlawing of any and all variation from it? The old precedent of swimming nude at the ferry ponds has now been outlawed. On this issue and many others, I wish our vision of a live and let live democracy would honor the minority while, quote, protecting the majority. Fortunately, we do live in a fairly open and tolerant society. Otherwise, I couldn't be standing here and not get arrested. And we do have the well springs where you can go to the sauna and be naked if you want. And we do have, just outside of town, where you can do your sunbathing all you like. So I'll conclude now. That said, I must also admit and appreciate it that we can celebrate nude stuff here in this public place, in this gallery. Plus, our town is creative and innovative, and it has been that way from the get-go. I'm proud of Ashland. I don't think it makes any sense to say we should be ashamed because we're too far out, or care what the hell Fox News says. I don't care what they say. Their main job is to sneer. That's how they win arguments. They sneer. The arts and freedom of expression have old roots here. We'll find more ways to express our faith in our own bodies and in our own democratic community. Without offending or frightening our fellow citizens, we still can explore ways to fully be who we really are. For deeper than shame is glory. Instead of, I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself, which follows the fall in the Garden of Eden, we could remember that just before it, the verse came, Genesis 2:25, they were both naked and not ashamed. And there they walked with their God, naked and not ashamed. And there they had access to their garden. And before that, back in Genesis 1, let us remember and reunite with the goods of Genesis 1. That is, a natural creation with males and females, blessed by God and declared by God as good, part of a very good natural creation. Thank you for your time.